You got him?
Yeah.
Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and on today's episode of What the Heck is Daniel Doing? We're still in storm cleanup mode. And we've been on this continuous cycle of rain one day, blue skies and sunshine for 2 or 3 days, and then rain and sunshine. And it's just this continuous loop, which is really, really good for things like food plots for animals and hay fields for animals and grass for your lawn and all those sorts of things. What it's not good for is doing stuff with equipment. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I make a muddy mess. But I'm trying to get things put back in order after all of our crazy floods and storms and tornadoes and all that stuff. So yesterday I had the skid steer and I thought, well, I need to put this wall back together. It took, so the flood, which, guys, water, I've shown you this before, but the water washed out all my fences, all of that stuff. I mean, we had, luckily, our internet doesn't come through this line anymore. It's all fiber optic, and it goes over the creek instead of underground here. But we would have completely lost our internet. So water was about 7 feet up on this telephone pole, which put it a couple feet up on the bridge. I've shown you guys that. You can still see debris, which is just unreal when you think about it, how deep that water was across our driveway. But it took one of these large concrete blocks. These are made by a local concrete company with leftover concrete. When people order too much and they come back in, they make these blocks, make a really good retaining wall. But they're probably about 1,800 pounds. They're just shy of a full yard of concrete. And it took that block and rolled it over there. So I can figure, the only thing I can think of is it, whoa, about fell down. It probably got hit by a tree. So anyways, used a skid steer, made a mess, put the block back in place. I have not yet got to start on redoing fences, basically, just because of the weather. But I do have some guys that I've hired that are going to come in and help me clean everything up and re-stretch the wire. We're going to have to replace a lot of wire, and I don't know, it's just a mess. It's not really a one-person job. But look at this. So this, obviously, water knocked all that down, but you can see damage to the tree, 7-8 feet up in the air. So all the fences have to be redone. And hopefully we don't get this kind of flood, that kind of flash flood that fast again anytime in the near future. We're actually going to have to redo that corner post. Most of the corner posts are still in good shape. It's hard to tell from here, but that post right there got pushed over and it broke the welds from the actual corner itself. But that's not what we're doing today. I figure while that tree is down, while that fence is down, this gigantic, probably 80-year-old oak tree that's dead needs to come down. I've been looking at this tree for about a year, wondering how in the world I was going to get it down without it falling on the fence that ran through here, because it's leaning that direction. Well, now's our chance since the fence is down. The only problem is, I don't know if you guys can get a perspective on this or not, the size of this tree, it just doesn't look that big on camera, but it's probably 30 inches, give or take, maybe a little bit less, 30 inches across at the stump. It's all rotted out down there at the bottom, and the limbs are all dead up at the top. I've got a chainsaw that's probably big enough to take this tree down, and it's in a safe area. But I don't know, when you look at it from this angle, it may be 36 inches across there. I mean, this thing is massive. Everybody likes it when I use that word. And it's just a smidge above my skill level, above my comfort zone, let's say that. I think I have a saw big enough I could probably take that tree down. It's just a little bit above my comfort zone. So I hired a friend that's got a tree company to basically all I need to do is get him. He's going to come out, cut the tree down, and then just limb it up a little bit. Just cut a few chunks out of it. Then I can use the skid steer to move the big logs, and then cut all the limbs up for firewood. There's a lot of good firewood in that tree. It should be seasoned already. It's been standing dead for probably 2 years. And anyways, so he's on his way out. He's got a lot bigger chainsaws and has a little bit more courage than I do, I guess. Nobody yelled timber. What the heck? Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by Delete Me. Delete Me is a subscription service to help you remove your personal information from the internet. Your information is out there, and there are people collecting information about you. Every time you sign up to win something, if you go down to the little carnival and they've got a car sitting there and they say, hey, give us your name, address, phone number, email, we'll enter you to win this car. They're selling that information to data brokers. Data brokers are companies designed to gather all of your bits of information from different sources between, phone books, social media, court records, all different places. They build a profile about you, and then they have your information and they sell it. And so far, they've reviewed 13,000 listings, and 79 data brokers had my information. That's 79 data brokers that they've sent a report to that said, hey, pull this junk off the internet. You don't get to keep it. And you can see they get all kinds of information. 28% of them had my address, family members' information, my name, age, my spouse. So Delete Me will also help you protect your family members. So one thing that Delete Me will help you remove from the internet and protect you is your phone number. And that's important because there's a whole new world of scammers out there. A new scam called pig butchering. A pig butchering scam. Just like on a farm. You go out and you get this little pig and you just love it and you raise it and you feed it and you care for it and you nurture it until you get it nice and fat, and then you butcher it. Well, a pig butchering scam's the same thing. You're going to get a random phone number calling you or texting you. You get a random text message. It's an obvious wrong number, but they're just trying to make contact with you. They'll find ways to find things in common with you, and they'll just keep texting you. They may go through all your social media profiles and may contact you through social media. They're going to know things about you to make a connection with you, and then over time they just befriend you, and it may take weeks or months, and then eventually they say, hey, I've got this business, this crypto thing, you should invest in it, it's really good. And then you doubt it and it don't work, and then they keep on. You deposit, make a few small deposits and you make a little profit, and you're like, hey. Then they allow you to withdraw your money, and then they go, hey, see, it's not a scam. Then over time they talk you into depositing larger and larger and larger sums of money, and eventually, boom, you can't get to your money. They say you lost it. So thank you to Delete Me for supporting our channel, sponsoring this video, supporting our farm. So click the link in the description box down below, or you can visit their website, joindeleteme.com/arms20. You're going to get 20% off your first report, and you'll get a detailed report back, like I said, in as little as 7 days. Well, y'all, there's one mess cleaned up. We'll cut. I stacked all the brush in one pile and stacked all the logs in another pile so we can save those for firewood and not waste this big giant oak tree. And I don't know, sometimes it's just better to call somebody with a little more experience, a little different equipment. And it was super easy tree for him to cut down, as you saw, no big deal. But I had my concerns about it, so probably could have whittled at it and got it down eventually with my chainsaw. But I'm not afraid to call somebody with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more experience, and get a tree knocked down safely. So I was able to get it all cut up and use the skid steer and the grapple, haul it all off. So another mess cleaned up, one step closer. Still got a whole fence laying on the ground here. But tomorrow, the guy that my brother-in-law Dusty recommended for fence building is supposed to come in. And as I said on another video, he shot me a quote that said he would tear out all the old fence, get rid of the wire, clean up the mess, do everything as far as cleaning up and removing the old fence for $1 a foot. $1 per foot of fence. And that's a pretty cheap price for me, in my opinion. And it allows me to be able to free up some time and do other things. So I'm going to let them do that tomorrow. Probably get started on the pasture closest to the barn and do all of it first. And then we'll move back to this back pasture. It's a lot bigger. It's like 5 acres. And I would say of this 5 acre pasture, probably 70% of the fence is going to have to be redone. Even, there's a lot of it that the fence may not be completely down, but one end of the stretch, from corner post to corner post, one end's knocked down. So then you've got to take it loose from all the T-posts, cut the bad wire out, splice it, and then re-stretch all of it. So probably close to 70% of the fence in this pasture is going to have to be redone. So at least I got rid of a tree that's been giving me heartburn for the last year or so, trying to figure out how I was going to get this thing cut down without it falling on my fence. Well, it fell on the fence and did no damage since the fence was laying on the ground. So anyways, back to work. Well, trying to mow the pond dam and keep it. Oh, scared up a turtle. I didn't even see that. Just trying to mow the pond dam to keep it, you know, keep the snakes at bay a little bit while Houston comes over here and fishes and stuff. Sometimes he likes to come over in the evenings and fish alone. Woo! There she went. Dadgum. Full speed ahead, turtle. That one's headed to the creek, I guess. One less turtle in the pond, right? Anyways, next problem. When we got 6 or 7 inches of rain in a couple hours on the tornado night, our spillway washed out. And this is where all those railroad ties were that I told you about that ended up completely over by my greenhouse. So I had kind of made this little crossing a few years ago. Took a few railroad ties, laid them this way, dug out a channel, and then just laid railroad ties across it so that water could go under it. Kind of, you know, somewhat of a bridge. Yeah, well, it's gone. Now that problem is easily solved. I may build some sort of bridge to put across there like I had. Maybe not railroad ties. I'm thinking like a trailer deck or something. Something about 20 feet long instead of 8 foot long railroad ties. If I can have something about 20 feet span across, that gets me up higher. I could build that side up a little bit if I needed to. But you're always going to have water washing out, rushing out a spillway when you get 6 or 7 inches of rain. That emergency spillway protects our dam from water flowing over the dam. But the bigger concern is how many fish left. If enough water was coming out of here to wash out my bridge completely, you know a bunch of those bass and a bunch of our big monster bluegill probably left. And they always do. There's been times in the past where the pond gets up, floods out, and you find dead fish laying in the field downstream the next few days. But hopefully we didn't lose too many fish. We work hard. We work hard to raise some big bass in this pond and big bluegill and stuff. And it's pits when they just take off out the spillway. But once upon a time, my dad used to build a little fence across here with some old chain link and stuff. But the problem is when all this washes through, you catch leaves and sticks and debris and all that stuff, and then that clogs up, knocks that out. So I just haven't built one across there, but that's your fish, you know, catcher really. But so yesterday evening, Houston and I came over, took out the little mini pontoon boat and did a little fishing. I didn't film a whole lot, but I did video Houston catching a few fish. I think he ended up catching 6 or 7 bass. I think I caught 2 and a few bluegill. Didn't catch any big bluegill, but that doesn't mean they're not in here still. We just didn't catch them. So anyways. Okay, getting him around all your junk there. All your trees and stuff.
He's coming towards me.
You got him?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good fish, dude.
Sure is. You just barely got him hooked on the bottom lip, so you got one hook in him.
Come here.
Watch your fingers now. Look how green, yellowy he looks. Like that water looks like sweet tea or something. So it's kind of causing the fish to be a little off-colored.
Oh, that barely. It's even hooked.
Got you a nice topwater fish.
Yeah, that's 2 different nice topwater fish today.
£2 pounds, 3 ounces.
Just a little bit smaller. That's a good fish right there. I'll take that all day. There we go.
Well, we didn't lose all our bass out of the pond.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we probably lost a bunch, but only time will tell, man.
Yep. Good fish right there.
Yep.
I've noticed that our bigger fish have been a lot longer and not super thick. Have you realized that?
Some. Yeah, some. I wouldn't say all, but we'd like to have little short, chunky football-shaped ones, but
yeah.
Maybe we need to go get some more bait. Maybe we don't have enough food in here for them.
Yeah, a bunch of it could have gotten out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get a good release on her. There she goes.
All right, go get another one.
I bet.
Got another one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that thing was running towards me. It's another nice bass.
About the same size as the last one, you know it?
Yeah. Boat flip, boat flip, boat flip. Yeah, there we go.
Might be a little smaller than the last one.
Yeah. Not too much.
So strange colored looking right now. That stained water, man, it really changed their color. Got him on a whopper plopper.
Oh.
What's this one? 111. Not quite a 2-pounder.
Pretty close though. I'd count it.
That does not count as a 2-pounder.
It's only 5 off. Only 5. 5 ounces, not pounds. 5 ounces. So let her go. Let go.
You gonna be able to get it around that tree? Or we're gonna have to go get it?
Go get it. Go get that.
Swam around the tree, did she? Oh, come on around. Come on around. Hang on. We'll go over there.
Yeah. It paid off too. That was a risky cast. There's 4 different limbs in the way and I got right in between them. Oh, she's still fighting. Come around. Just go around. It'll be easier if you just come around. There we go.
That one's not near as off-colored.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that one's much prettier.
Yep. Looks more normal colored at least, huh?
Yeah. So there we go.
All right, next and probably, hopefully, final project of the day. My wood cedar has, my time with the wood cedar has come to an end, I guess. The delivery driver, truck driver's on his way to come pick this up. And I just put the pallet forks on that New Holland skid steer and set this cedar up on a pallet. That thing probably weighs, I don't know for sure, excuse me, 1,800 pounds. It's very heavy, but we've got to get it into the back of a box truck. So it wouldn't work with the tractor trying to lift it up there. It's too heavy. And the 3-point lift wouldn't lift it high enough. So I'm going to drive this thing out to the end of the driveway, load it up on a truck. I've really enjoyed using this. I kind of wish it was staying here. But our deal with woods has come to an end. It was just a 1-year program, and I actually got to keep it a little bit longer because we just kind of hit spring planting time, and they called and said, hey, it's time to pick that thing up. I was like, I've got a lot of food plots that need to be planted. So luckily got to do all of that, got all that planted, and now it's headed back to woods. How's your little baby doing? So a lot of you pointed out that our new little baby goat had a heart on its forehead, and I really never even paid that close of attention, I guess. But it's not really a heart, but kind of close, I guess. Come here, come here, come here. Kind of looks like a heart. I could see why you would say that, but that little baby's doing good. Kelsey's giving it fits. And tomorrow's the day Kelsey leaves for obedience school. But it's going to be a long 6 weeks. Long 6 weeks without our little baby Kelsey. I know Houston's going to miss her. The rest of us are too. Brandon, stop. Why are you dumping it out, buddy? Listen, dude. That's why you don't have nice things. You dumped all your food out on the ground. What'd you do that for, buddy? Why'd you do that? So, anyways, animals are fed, chores are done. It's been a long day. But tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get a good start on all of our fence rebuild process. Hopefully, we get 3 or 4 guys here helping out. And I think they'll get all of that cleaned up in one day easily, and maybe even start stringing some wire. So hopefully, fingers crossed, within a couple days, we'll have that pasture back opened up and can get some pressure off of this one, because we have entirely too many animals in here. The grass was actually looking pretty decent in this pasture until we turned all the donkeys in, and they had to graze with the goats. So, you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, huh, Charlie? So, anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.